Hello there and welcome to the Bearded Peacock. It's my channel where we talk all things Leeds United. I'm of course George. Welcome onto the channel everybody, and it's a match reaction today to Leeds United's 1-0 win away at the Castle Stadium. Oxford United were beaten 1-0 by Leeds, who are now on the brink of promotion to the Premier League. Let me know your thoughts about the game in the comments there below. Any Oxford fans watching, how are you feeling about avoiding relegation? It looks almost certain that you will, but you never know. This league tends to throw up some crazy results at times. So surely you're just not out of the woods just yet. Let me know in the comments there below. Don't to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we're going to get into it. Leeds United, wake up, just 4 points, needing about 4 points from the remaining 3 games to get promoted here. It's fallen really well, the fixture list. Obviously Sheffield United travel to Burnley on Monday evening, needing to win to get promoted. It might already be done by the time they take the field. Certainly from our point of view, I think it will be, but we'll speak about that latterly. But yeah, looking at the Oxford game, obviously we're unchanged from the win against Preston at Ellen Road last Saturday. And you can't argue with that really. Just go again. Fart puts them out. Just go again, lads. Go again, and see what you can do. Obviously wearing that lovely dark blue and purple kit. We haven't lost in this kit as of yet. So yes, it's been a very good kit indeed, very fancy one as well, isn't it? And we were wearing that one unchanged. I thought the game started in a way that we've seen from Leeds this season in some games. Obviously, some games we score early, we get on the front foot, but this time we start the game a little bit sluggish for me, I thought, and I thought Oxford imposed themselves a little bit on it. They had an opportunity. Darlow made a nice save, and and you're thinking, gosh, come on, wake up, Leeds. I think Ila Gruev, his passing wasn't up to scratch, particularly in that first half. Yeah, I thought we just wasn't quite on it. But, having said that, from about 15 minutes in, we really started to gain control of this game, and without really imposing ourselves too much on it. I thought we were always in control past that first sort of 10, 15 minutes. We were, like I said, we weren't amazing. I think there was certain aspects of the game that could be improved. Certain players. I thought the likes of Brendan Aronson was very quiet. He obviously should have done a little bit better with that opportunity in the first half, I felt. Willie Nonto, I thought, was especially poor. And, just one or two of us, obviously, Yo Perot was pretty quiet, as he always is. But I thought he had one or two nice touches here and there. But overall, we're in control, but we weren't really finding that sort of, gear to get into to score goals. And it was a little bit frustrating to watch, although you weren't so, you weren't so fearful of Oxford going and scoring. I think it was more, are we ever going to score here? You know what I mean? And then suddenly, and you see how easy it is suddenly when Joe Rodon picks up the ball and slides that lovely pass through to Jayden Bogle. Within 2 touches, the ball's in the back of the Oxford goal. And, it's a lovely weighted pass from Jayden Bogle down to Manor Solomon. And you've got to say that, Manor and Jayden have both been pivotal and instrumental in, the upturn of form over the last few weeks. And those two lads have really upped the games and put shifts in. That Jayden Bogle sliding that ball down to Manor Solomon on the left-hand side. He's going to score, and this is what is a feature, it seems, of Leeds United's play, obviously with Firpo as well, down that left side, and Jayden, and more often than not, Dan James. When they get in those sort of areas of the pitch, it's going to be an opportunity, and we just caught Oxford cold. And this is what I was willing them to do more in the game, is pass the ball quicker, and we're going to get some joy. Because like I said, although we controlled the majority of that first half, I thought we were we weren't really looking like we were going to score much. I mean, one or two chances, like I said, Brendan should have done better with his opportunity, but Willie Gnonto was very indecisive. I just thought we were just a little bit slow. Happy to keep possession, but not really penetrating Oxford too much until that sort of step up in play, and Oxford just couldn't handle it. And I wanted Leeds to do that more, particularly going into the second half, but we didn't. I think we've seen it with Farke a little bit over his tenure with Leeds. Sometimes he likes to game manage these particular games, and I think this definitely was one that he really game managed. When you look at it, pretty well. As Willie said, coming off the pitch, 1-0 is enough. 1-0 was enough. 1-0 will always be enough to win your games of football, obviously. And I think Farke, he saw the danger that Oxford possessed with the long throw-ins and set pieces, which I thought we dealt with exceptionally well. I think Joe Rodon is still heading balls out of the Leeds United penalty area at the Kassam Stadium to this moment. He was so good last night, just got his head on everything. And a word on Joe, just the passion that he shows for Leeds is something that is quite unrivaled in the team, I would say. You saw it last night, last couple of minutes of the game. He wins a tackle as Oxford are kind of broken through a little bit, and he wins a tackle. It goes out for a Leeds United throw, and he celebrates it like we've won promotion. He celebrates it so passionately, like we've just won a throw in last couple of minutes of the game. He wants this, and you can tell. He's a colossus at the back there. Ethan Ampadu has a lovely understanding with him, obviously, as well. I think Carl Darlow at the back has really, really helped. Some people would say that, the moment that, Farke dropped Melier from the goal, that's the moment that we won promotion. And Carl Darlow has been very, very good, very solid at the back, in most of the games that he's played. 2 clean sheets out of the 4 games. Since he's come in. There was an odd moment yesterday, particularly in the second half, where he just hesitated a little bit and nearly let Oxford in, but overall was very, very secure with his catching, and I think that would extend to the whole team. We were just very secure. We were nothing special last night, but we controlled the game, managed it well, held possession when we had it very well, tried to pick our moments to go forward. We could have had more. Tanaka, on another day, that shot goes into the net instead of off the post. We could have had 1 or 2 more. But I think we were happy just to keep possession. We knew we were good enough to keep Oxford at bay, to keep possession, manage the set piece as well, which we did, and Will Vokes' long throw. I thought we managed it especially well, and we get away there with a 1-0 win. The performance wasn't spectacular. It won't be a game that will be remembered well into the future, but it will be remembered for the fact that Leeds United are now on the cusp of automatic promotion from the Premier League, and that's what it will be remembered for. And I think Manor Solomon, like I said, and Jaden Bogle, special mentions to those lads. I thought they were fantastic yesterday in the moments that when we needed them. I thought, like I said, Joe Rodon was probably my man of the match. Had a really, really, really special game for me last night, because it's not easy having to consistently defend like that. Long throw-ins, free kicks, corner kicks. Anything can happen in a way, and you've got to be on it. And he was. I thought Patrick Bamford, when he came on, was very, very good also in the terms of keeping the ball and using his know-how to win free kicks and win throw-ins, just getting his body in the way of things. And I thought he was actually very, very good as well, without obviously creating anything on the top of the pitch. But it was just a well-managed performance from Leeds. And I think Oxford, obviously the other 2 teams going to Oxford, I think Burnley got a 0-0 draw. Obviously Sheffield lost there a few weeks ago, so it can be a difficult kind of place to go, and I thought Leeds managed it well. Oxford, I thought the boy Matos was very, very good. last night for them. But they know what Gary Rowett's a very experienced coach. He has them set up very, very well, and going away from home there, you're going to go in for a tight game, and you've got to manage it. And Leeds managed it extremely well. You can't go and blow teams away 2, 3, 4-0 all the time. Sometimes you've got to win like that. And I thought we weren't in any danger yesterday of once we got the goal to win that game. We could have had one or two more pickers moments to go forward, which we did. But ultimately, I think we were just happy to sit and have possession, get possession, let them try and beat us from long balls and long throw-ins, because we knew we had the capacity in our arsenal to defend that well, and which we do with Mr. Rodon and Mr. Ampadu at the back. And I thought, yeah, with Carl at the back as well, like I said, all very solid, and it points now to a place where we're right on the cusp, like I said, of automatic promotion here. A win against Stoke on Monday afternoon at Ellen Road would, yeah, I think that does it. I think Burnley and Sheffield United are probably a draw. That sees us 94, Burnley 92, Sheffield United would be on 87 with only 6 to play. That would see us up. So roll on Monday, excited for it, and it's bedlam in Leeds Monday, Monday evening. What a shame! A lot of people have to go to work on Tuesday, though. A lot of people, I'm sure, will be trying to swing the lead on that one. But let's wait and see. But it's not done yet. But we're nearly there. We're nearly there. A game against a team who have nothing to play for really in Stoke City. They had a good win yesterday. They are on good form. We'll preview it before the game on Monday. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, you'd expect Leeds United to win. But we still need to go and do that. But thank you very much for watching. Big win last night for Leeds. Thank you for watching. I hope everybody's having a good Easter and enjoying the long weekend. Thank you very much. Marching on together. I'll see you on the next one.